Hey guys, live again, talking about random stuff that I watch. So, watch and listen to. Reviewing Terrace House. Terrace House is a show on Netflix by Fuji, I think, Entertainment. And Netflix, it's like a reality series. It kind of reminds me of Big Brother and the real world, but for dating. Like, it's cool because, like, the people, it's like six people live in a home. Just if you've never watched Terrace House, this is kind of how it is. So it's like six people live in a home, three boys, three girls, and they most likely like have some kind of profession. Either they like some people are singers, actors, models, cooks, business people. Like they've had all different type of professions on the show, which is pretty cool. But like the way it's filmed, it's so HD that you almost think it's fake, but they're saying the show's not scripted. I mean, I messed up, okay? Last season, Aloha State, they did it in Hawaii, and it was just dragging so much. And not dragging in a bad way, but like I wanted to know so much about these characters because they had a lot of people come in that season, I think, in the Aloha State. There was a lot of replacements. People were dropping like flies. Um and then when I went on to like their Instagrams and stuff like that, actual moment I know I'm salivating so much actual moments from the show are like actually in there. So it made me feel like, it's realistic. Like there's phones and there's texting, and like people are just, I don't know. It's very, regular. They meet up with their friends, they meet up with their family. It's on the show. So this season though, okay, let's talk about this season. I wanted to kind of give a background of Terrace House for some reason. If anyone's, I don't know why you would watch this if you've never seen Terrace House, but just in, whatever. This season, it takes place, I think they're back in Japan. I haven't really researched the place that they're in, but it's freaking beautiful. I think this is my favorite house out of the three houses. I haven't seen the first season of Terrace House because I don't think that one was on Netflix, but this house is my favorite house by far. The aesthetics, like the fall, and then you have like a hockey player and a snowboarder. I'm getting ahead of myself, but okay. Um, Also we have like for the what do they call them, commentators, because like in between the show there's people who are, and I believe they're all celebrities of such, who watch the show and then they talk about the show. Okay. um so it's kind of like you have someone actually to talk about the show with, even though they can't hear you, guys can't exchange, but you get to see like other people's point of view while watching the show. The future is here, right? So let's start with who the members in the house. So we have Amy. She's 21. She's really pretty. I figured she was gonna be someone that the guys would be. You can know, like, if you watch Terrace House, the first one and the second one, you already know how this goes down. They move into the house. Who are you into? Then they just start going for it. So Amy, 21. She's pretty cool. I really liked her nails. I like wrote notes, okay, because I was like, I'm not ramble on. I wanted to make sure. Then the second person who comes in, Udai, I think that's how they say his name. He's like the youngest. He's 19. I was like, normally like, they bring the youngest chick. So I was like, this is gonna be a new dynamic where the youngest is a guy. And then Mizuki comes in with her knee-high boots. I was like, okay, okay. So so far I'm liking like the style like of everybody that's coming in. Then who comes in after that? Takayuki, I think is his name. Taka, is what they call him. First impression, I thought he was very attractive, but now that I'm watching the show more, it's not that he's not attractive. It's just I'm just like, with him, right? But we're gonna talk about him later because I see what he's trying to do. Um, so he's a snowboarder, which I thought was pretty cool. We get like last season we got the surfer. This season we get the snowboarder. guy, girl become big league. And then last but not least, Shion comes in. He's 22 and he is a model. Now, I'm not gonna lie, like right off the bat, you can tell him and Subasa had like the little chemistry because she was like really like excited to meet him. She was like, "So what?" So, like, she was really into him, right? So I already know that that's gonna be a ship that's gonna probably sail, unless one of the other girls are thirsty for him too. So I'm gonna stop talking about the characters to ask Netflix and Fuji Films production, TV, television, and Terrace House in general. What the hell happened to my intro? I was waiting and I was feeling fine. I was waiting for it to start. Then some freaking alternative rock stuff comes on. Or what was it? Now I don't even remember I still don't remember what it sounds like. The first time I heard that so down, that shit was stuck in my head for like I never skipped the intro. I skipped the intro after episode 1 with this one. I'm butthurt, Netflix. Bring it back, okay? I know you guys did a new place. It's opening new doors. You don't have to open up a new theme song, okay? We could have left what we had, okay? So they're like going around the house and stuff. The girls look like they have a really good dynamic, which is really good to see. I mean, normally everyone gets along right off the bat, but then there's later some like drama that happens. I really feel like Aloha State. Well, actually, the season before Aloha State was when they really started. Like, well, I mean, I guess that's both seasons, but like towards the end is what I mean. Like, part 2 was like when it started getting like tension. Like the girls, not everybody was everyone's friend right off the bat. Um, but Aloha State really, they started that shit like fighting right off the bat. So I thought that was hilarious. This season, it seems like they're like, everyone's like cool. And you know what? This show is so weird because like the show is on sometimes while they're is on Netflix while they're on the show. So they can watch themselves. If I was watching myself, I would portray myself in a different light. Like, not saying I would portray myself in a different light, but you know what I mean? Like, if I see that I'm like, oh, maybe I am a bitch, or oh, maybe I am dirty and I'm not cleaning up after myself, maybe I'll start doing that now because it looks bad. But I don't know. I don't know if they do that, but I started thinking about that. So I don't know if like now everyone's like trying to be nice and cordial because they don't want to be perceived as that person. Okay. So, the typical thing that happens, everybody in the group wants to go to the grocery store together. Now, in my brain, I was thinking this is probably going to be a hit or miss for a couple of things. Like, I can already get the vibe that 31-year-old dude, Taka, sorry, I know that my age, Taka, that he's kind of like going to try to be the dad in the group or like try to, you know what I'm saying, be the leader. But the other guy said he's a cook, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking he's going to be like, oh, I know all the things, the ingredients to buy. And then they get to the store and dude's not talking. So I'm like, yo, like Taka needs to chill out. Like he's trying to like, run stuff. Okay. Let's see. What did I even write? I was like, I binged like the first 4 episodes. Not even gonna lie. I think after episode 4, I stopped really paying attention, but I was paying attention ish. You guys, grandma. Let's see. Oh so I basically Volkswagen I felt like was like a really cool aesthetic to like what they did because normally they do like the big cars and SUVs, but this time they did like one big car and then they did the Beetle, which I thought was really cute because it really looked so good. That green Beetle with the fall leaves. My lips look so freaking chappy. I'm dehydrated, y'all. Yesterday was St. Patty's Day, and you know how that goes down. So it's probably why my lips are reacting. My body tells me about my water intake. Either my eyes start burning because they're dry, or my lips, or like some other stuff happens. But anyway, Hydrate here. What else did I write? Okay, let the chef pick. Oh yeah, so yeah, I was like getting mad. I was like, they need to let the guy who cooks, you know what I'm saying, pick the foods to have because most likely he's going to be the one cooking the food in the house, or so we thought, right? So what happened? So basically, they were talking about like their type, and I know that I've watched 2 seasons, and it feels like it's 4 different seasons of Terrace House because when they replace people, it's almost like it's a different season, right? But and I felt like the last one was just long as hell. That I felt like it was 2 separate seasons. Like when Sherry came at the end, if you ever saw the last one, when a new girl came and was talking about an old guy, I thought he was from another season, but it was the same season. He just left in the beginning of the show. I'm just like, what the hell am I watching? Anyways, Terrace House is like my guilty pleasure. Like I talk so much crap about the show while I love it at the same time. And I don't hate the show. It's just sometimes it's so frustrating, but you just can't stop watching it, right? Anyways, so let's see. What was I talking about? I lost my train of thought. Oh, okay. So yeah, they're all talking about their types and stuff. And I felt like when the girls were talking, like Taka was like so like attentive. He's like, what do they like? He was like getting really like into the conversation. And then the girls were saying they don't like guys that like them. They like to be the pursuer. Stop ruining it for all of us, okay? I'm gonna just say that. Tell me if you like me. I'm not gonna like, and then probably, well, you know what, I say that now. I mean, I'm trying to understand what they're like. I get what they're saying, but when they say it, it sounds terrible. Like I like people who don't like me. But then we like over here see people sit over here and say that their heart's broken and that no one's telling them what it really is and no one's really speaking their mind or talking about their feelings. But we're actually attracted to that. That's the part I didn't understand in that conversation. Anyway, so they're going back and forth on it, and Udai, the 19-year-old, starts saying that he wants someone who's like a mom, and I'm like, here we freaking go. He wants. I'm like, I when he said that, I'm like, this is a spoiled brat. I'm like, he probably like his parent, like his mom probably did a lot for him or something like that. Like I just didn't get it. Then they talked about his grandma and stuff, so I figured, okay, like maybe that has to do with it or stuff. Like I don't know. Um, but yeah, I just he was like something about him was like okay, like there might be like I'm looking at the type like the girls, and then I'm looking at him and I'm like I just don't understand. Like I don't see how this is gonna. My glasses. This is like the most ratchet review ever. I'm just like chilling. I'm not even like that's why I did it live because I didn't want to edit or do anything. I'm just like I'll put a mic up and just sit here. But anyway, so they talk about their types. I mean, I'm already feeling like I said that hockey girl and model boy are gonna start to kick it off because she's really into him. I don't know if he's really into her though. Like I don't know yet, but I feel like she likes him. Um Low key. I'm okay. I'm only gonna talk about kind of episode 1 and 2. I don't know where I'm at. Probably still on episode 1. So I can break this into like parts. But what I can say about the future episodes, because I'm on like episode 4, is like, is it bad? I'm already wanting someone to say they're leaving the show. Because like I like the group, but at the same time I'm not like it's just like one of these situations. There's like one juicy story. I need like 3 juicy plot lines going on at once. You know what I mean? But right now, I feel like it's only one. But anyway, we'll see what opening new doors brings. I'm mad at Netflix because you guys changed my intro. Maybe it wasn't your decision. Maybe it was Fuji. Still upset. Maybe it wasn't you, Fuji. Maybe it was Terrace House. Maybe it was the fans. And I say you're not a real fan if you don't like the original opening. Slow down. I bet you it's on iTunes. I don't even have iTunes, so I say that like I was gonna go on iTunes and freaking buy the song. I'm just wondering if maybe it's like out there. But what else was I gonna talk about? That's all I was gonna really talk about. Terrace House, first impressions, opening new doors. I hope this show continues. After this one, I want another one and another one and another one. Last season, they were saying they should go to Paris. I think they should do on Terrace House, like they should go to another country as a group. That would be like interesting. Also, my nail is still broken and awkward looking. If you watch my last video, so that's just. I wish it was my middle finger. That would have been like really cool. All right, later, guys.